So hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So today's video is going to be a 1 year review of my EP3 Type R. Now I am going to be in here, so it's not going to be the most interesting video ever because it is literally raining outside non-stop for the next few hours. But anyway, I'm going to go over a few points of the car, how I've got along with it, owning it for 1 year, obviously over a year now, and what I've done to it, how I found it, and kind of some information if you are looking at obviously getting one in the future. So let's just start with what I've done to it. So as you'll see on screen now, there are a few little clips. So as you can see, I've got the clear rear lenses on there now. So I've got the Mugen spoiler as well, and the HKS back box on there. So a lot of people do like to obviously modify these cars. They are a heavily modified car, and people do really like to do a lot to them. I've not really wanted to go crazy with this car, and I want to kind of keep it as close to kind of OEM plus as you can make it, really. So I've obviously done a few bits to it, but how have I found the car over my ownership? Now, I've really enjoyed it. There's only a few gripes here and there that I do actually have about this car. But yeah, anyway, let's go into the good sides of it. So obviously it is quite a popular car. You know, if you're taking it out, especially if you've got modified, you'll get a load of people looking, and obviously if you've got the loud exhaust on the back, it will catch a lot of people's attention with that also. So yeah, it does get a lot of attention. I get a lot of people, they come up to me all the time and say, you know, oh, I like your car, and all that sort of stuff. So it's really nice having people come up and say that. But yeah, so anyway, with the car itself, it is really nice to drive. Now these can be really well set up geo wise, kind of, if you get a really good geo setup on it. There's a lot of suspension stuff that you can do to it. So in terms of that, I've got the extended roll center adjusters, I've got the coilovers, I've got the adjustable steering arms, and a few other little bits here and there for that. I've also got the Pilot Sport 4 tyres on there, which are quite a common tyre that people have on these. But yeah, so there's quite a wide range of stuff that you can get for this car. There's quite a lot of there's definitely a big community for it on Facebook, Marketplace, eBay, that sort of stuff. You can get loads of parts. There's loads of groups where you can literally just go in and ask anything about the car in particular, and somebody will be there to answer it for you. So yeah, that's really great. But the car itself, the only issue I'd have with it really is the turning circle. The turning circle in these are dreadful. They're really bad. They're known for being shocking. But yeah, I don't mind it. It does get a little bit annoying time to time, but you know, I can kind of live with it. And also another thing is the fuel. The fuel is not the best. Now I have got this, I've got a few bits done to it. It's not mapped, so that's definitely not going to help. But yeah, these on average probably I'd say about 30, 32 maximum, you know, 34 if you're lucky. But you're probably looking 25 to 30 area mile per gallon wise with these cars, so not the best. But I don't really mind that. Obviously it's Type R, you know, what can you expect? You're going to get the K20 there that is going to last you ages. Now that is another big point on this car. With mine, it is a respay, so it is just the K20 A2 that I've got here, but it is 200 brake horsepower from standard. I can't remember what the torque is. I believe it's 150, 155-ish, somewhere about that. But yeah, it's a really good engine, and it will last you. Well, this has lasted me 163k, and the timing chain was done probably a few thousand miles ago. So it's really solid engine. So if you are wanting a car that's going to be reliable and you don't have many issues with, then this is probably one of the cars that you're going to want to look for. Besides the next point, which I'm going to go into, which is the rust. So if you are buying one of these cars, they are known for being really bad on rust. Now obviously this depends where you live. It depends if you've got an import one from Japan that's going to not have any issue with that, and it's just been recently imported into the country, and it's spotless and it's been undersealed. Now this has been undersealed, but it was a while ago, and it really needs doing again because I've got a few little holes. Well, I've got one hole on the arch, so there's a little bit there on the front where it's gone through, which I'm not happy about, but it's an old car, it's done a lot of mileage, what can you expect? And obviously with rubbish weather like this, you can't really expect anything else. But overall, that is one thing that you are going to have to watch with this car. When buying one, you're going to have to check behind the rear speakers, the arches, the rear boot floor. Obviously check there's no water sat in there. And just generally around the struts, top of the strut towers, you're going to have a few little bits here and there. But it's mainly the sills, mainly behind the rear speakers as well inside. So check that before buying one. A lot of people do try and cover it up. It's not very well done. But yeah, just be careful with the rust on these cars. But yeah, as for insurance, these are a very high, what's the word I'm looking for here? They cost a lot of money to insure. Mine actually has gone down a significant amount over the years, because I've always been driving for 4 years now, so I've well, 5, 4 and a bit obviously. But yeah, it's definitely gone down a lot for me. And it started out quite a bit, to be honest. It was quite a bit. My EP2 was a lot, and then I got this, and then it's come down quite a bit from there. But if you are a young driver, obviously it can depend with insurance. It can be anything, you know. You never know what it's going to be. It's completely random, I think. Personally, it just doesn't make much sense. But you can get good quotes on these. It does depend on the car and the mileage, and obviously where you're located. A lot of different factors, but generally these cars are high to insure. But yeah, other than that, there's probably a few of the bits that I'll go into now, and then we'll kind of have another look around the car, go a few more bits, and we'll kind of wrap up this video in a good summary of my overall view on this car. Honestly, I really have enjoyed my ownership up until now. There's a few little bits on the car which have nothing to do with the overall car, but not just personal gripes with it, where I've, you know, got a few scuffs here and there that need sorting. But other than that, this car really is a great car if you are looking to get into the scene. Obviously these are quite popular. Obviously the Civic Type R, they are going up in value as well, so that's another point to look at. Now, a few years ago, you could pick up a good one of these for £4,000. Pretty clean example, kind of low mileage. Now you're looking in the £7,000 to £10,000 area for a really clean example, with roughly between, I'd say, 65 and 110,000 miles. So that's what you're going to be looking at now for these cars. They are going up quite a significant amount, especially the clean ones that are standard. So if you do want a standard one that has not been, you know, ragged about and modified up a load, then you are going to be looking at quite a pricey price tag. But other than that, if you are looking for something that's done maybe a little bit more mileage, that's been well maintained, you are going to find something a little bit cheaper. So yeah, that is something to consider. Obviously with these cars, they can be quite an expensive thing to own, obviously with the running costs as well as that. But overall, they are going up in value, so now is the time to get one. I mean, over the past few years, they've gone up a good few £1,000 for a clean example. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, with these cars, you could probably get one for, as I say, £4,000, £5,000 for a really clean, kind of low mileage 60-70k car. But now they're going up and up. So yeah, obviously there's a lot less of them as well. They are getting harder to find, especially standard ones that haven't been toyed with like this. But yeah, that is something to consider if you are wanting one. You've really got to narrow it down and look and make sure that what you are buying is genuinely what you would like to buy. A lot of people do try and cover up a lot of the rust issues with these. You know, they have a lot of gearbox faults. The gearbox in these are really, they're not great. I mean, the old box I had a lot of issues. I had that rebuilt. It was perfect. Once they're done, they're good. But they can have a lot of synchro issues, third gear popping out, that sort of bizarre issues. But yeah, it depends what you get, really. The box in this has been fine for me so far. I don't know what's been done with it. I don't know. But it's been running completely fine for me so far. But yeah, so as I say, you've just got to be really careful with what you're buying. I will also be doing another video on a full breakdown of the things that you need to look out for specifically on this car. So that is going to be a really interesting video, because there's going to be a lot that I'm going to go over on this car. So if you are interested in that, do subscribe and keep checking the channel for that. So if you are looking at buying a new one, a new car, you know what I mean, new used, that will be a good one to look over before buying one. But anyway, what do I think of this car in general? I've really enjoyed it. It's a really great car. There's loads of modifications you can do. They are very popular in the JDM car scene. So yeah, there's a lot that can be done to it. They are not the best on fuel. The turning circle is atrocious. They're very unique on the road, I'd say. They do stand out quite well, but they do have quite a few issues on it. I'd say not really with the engine, but obviously the body wise of the car, you know, you're gonna have a lot of issues with rust further down the line if you do not stay on top of it. But yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. It's not been the best video. I would have done a lot of a better one if it was not absolutely throwing it down outside. But yeah, that is my 1 year review of this car. I have thoroughly enjoyed it up until now, and I will definitely be keeping it for quite a while yet, so we'll not be looking at selling it anytime soon. But yeah, if you're interested in any other Type R videos or any other car videos, as a matter of fact, then do subscribe to my channel, drop a like on this video. There will be lots of content coming out soon. Literally tomorrow I will be going to an EP3 meet, so there will be majority of the cars there will be EP3s, so I'll be doing a video on that hopefully as well, getting a load of different cinematic content of people's cars, so stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.